Hello everyone, Jen here. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. This one's a little bit different. I just picked a random world, which happened to be San Sequoia, and I think it was, 4 wheel spins maybe? So I used one of those random wheel spinner things. You can Google it and find a bunch of them. And I put in how many Sims should I make a house for? And I put in like a single sim, a 2 sim family, a 4 sim family, and a 6 sim family. And I ended up with 6. Then the next one, I put in all of the expansion packs and I spun it again and I got cats and dogs. And then the next one, I put in all of the game packs and I spun it again and I got Dine Out. And then the last one, I put in all of the stuff packs and I spun it again and I got Laundry Day. So very random build, yes. But I wanted to do a limited pack build. I wanted to challenge myself to that while also doing, random packs to challenge myself to that as well. I don't know yet if I love this house or hate it. I tried to do something a little bit more traditional, but maybe again, kind of like that Crick Cabana one that I did recently for the save file. I kind of took something traditional and tried to like update or modernize it. It didn't work as well with this one, I don't think, because of the packs that I had to work with and stuff. I should have just stuck with full on traditional because that's basically what it ended up being in the end, anyways. And doing these randomly generated builds kind of forces you to do stuff like that, to try to make things work like that. So it's always fun to try some kind of, building challenge when you feel stuck for ideas. The house shape itself ends up not terrible, but part of the reason, okay, I should explain this first before we go any further. Part of the reason why I'm not 100% sure how much I love this house is initially I thought, well, let's stick to a freshly created 6-person sim family's budget and build an entire 6 sim family home and not go over that starting budget. I failed miserably, but not before completely destroying the house first to try to get it to work. So, yeah, I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna do some more of these using the spinny wheels to pick random packs and stuff and try to make builds out of it based on those. But I would like to add budget to that and also world to that as well, because all of those things could dictate your choices and what and how you do stuff. So I want to add those things in too. But this time I wanted to make it simple because this is the first time I've ever done one of these spin the wheel and make a random build based on that wheel spin challenge. And so I wanted to go easy on myself at first. And yeah, I failed, but also I didn't. Like, the house itself is fine. The floor plan downstairs is fine. It's nothing special. It's fine. The floor plan upstairs is a little bit odd and difficult, which you'll see later on in the video. But, I don't know. I don't know if I hate this one or if I love it. I don't know if there's any possible way to be in between on it, because either you think it turned out really good or you think it turned out really bad. So, yeah, as we watch this, I'm really just trying to figure out the floor plan here. and it does take me a while. But as we watch this, I was going to live stream on my More JSimLady channel today, but I ran out of time, or I thought I was gonna run out of time in making this build and getting it recorded, or not recorded, but making the build and getting the voiceover recorded and everything. So I ended up canceling it. Now I kind of regret that. So if you're watching this video on the day that it came out or comes out, maybe go check my More JSimLady channel and see if I'm testing live streaming. I don't know. I can't live stream very well to Twitch back here because my internet stinks back here really badly on this computer. My laptop definitely has a better Wi-Fi card in it than this desktop computer does. So yeah, I know there are ways I could probably bring the laptop in here and have everything hook into the laptop and go through the laptop to live stream from. But I also know that that poor laptop is already kind of on its last legs a little bit, and I don't want to push it too hard because I want it to last as long as possible. There's no way I can get another laptop anytime soon. So if I don't want to be stuck in the back of my house alone all the time doing computer stuff, I need to keep that laptop running as long as humanly possible to do so. So I don't want to put it through any more stress than I have to, if that makes sense. So I was gonna test YouTube and see if YouTube worked better. Also, the other reason why I wanted to start live streaming on YouTube is because, one, as I've been saying for a couple of years now, Twitch terrifies me. I mentioned a couple of years ago that to do that, you just push Control F, by the way, and you can get that where it looks like the wood is coming together at a picture frame angle like that, in case you're curious. But anyways, I mentioned this a couple of years ago during a live stream that I was actually doing here on YouTube, and that was when I was a tiny little brand new Twitch streamer. I had all of 15 followers. Not that I'm big now. I have 56 or something, 55, something like that followers now. But I had all of 15 followers back then, and almost no actual viewers ever, except like my sister, my niece, and my daughter. Not that they don't count, because they do count, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? So I got, I don't know, what do you call it, bot rated on Twitch. Literally hundreds and hundreds of bots all showed up and started following and stuff in a matter of seconds. And it was overwhelming. And also at the time, Twitch didn't care if you had done this botting of your channel yourself, or if someone else had done it to you. If they caught your channel being bot rated like that, you got banned. And so I was terrified. I was terrified. I just kept repeating over and over again, this is not me. I did not do this. I did not want this. I started trying to delete all the bot followers, but I was afraid I was going to delete, the whole 15 followers that I had at the time. It unlocked a bunch of achievements that it should not have unlocked, the whole 9 yards. I was scared. And after that, things only got worse on Twitch. People were getting hate raids and all sorts of stuff. And Twitch just generally scares me a lot. So I stopped streaming on Twitch, and when I did go back to streaming a little bit here and there, I went to YouTube for a while. But then, you know, everybody who is anybody who tries to do streaming regularly, they do it on Twitch, because YouTube is not a great place for live streaming if you're gonna try to do it regularly. And so I felt like I had no choice but to live stream on Twitch if I wanted to be serious about it. But here's the thing, my life is gonna take a dramatic shift or change here in about a month, and I don't know what I'm mentally gonna be able to do or not do. And as much as I would love to stay on Twitch, where, you know, all the cool kids are at and people seem to prefer that sort of thing better, I think it would serve my channels better and help them grow here on YouTube more if I just occasionally live streamed on YouTube. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but it feels like it's true. Whereas when I'm live streaming on Twitch, I'm growing my... Also, the other thing is, yes, I'm growing my Twitch channel, but it's mostly digital artists who are just constantly spamming me and harassing me, and they never stop. And artist bots who are constantly spamming me, and I mean, there have been a couple who have literally harassed me, who have had to be blocked because they just wouldn't stop when I told them no thank you, or I'll think about it in the future or something. They just wouldn't stop. They just kept private messaging me over and over again, and it's like, okay, I need to block you now. So that's also getting annoying, and that's only something that happens on Twitch. It doesn't happen here on YouTube. So it's really, I don't know about the whole live streaming situation. But again, going back to my life is about to make a dramatic change here. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to or feel up to live streaming for a while. I know myself, and I know that my mental health is going to be such that I may not even be able to live stream for a while, at least not on any kind of regular basis. So maybe I'll give Twitch a break. Maybe I won't leave Twitch entirely, but I'll give it a break and just do some random YouTube live streams here and there. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what you think about all this. I'm just sort of dumping my feelings on you, which is rude. I'm sorry. But this is where I'm at right now in my life. Those starlights were such a pain to hang up there. Oh, I was so frustrated. It looks like it didn't take long at all, and they look fine in the video, but trust me when I say that took a long time, and it was really frustrating. But they turned out really cute, so I'm glad I did it, honestly. Like I said, I can't tell if I hate this place or love it, because so much of it actually turns out really good. I think the only thing that I hate, like truly hate about this place, is the upstairs layout. If someone could make a suggestion to me on how you would have laid out the upstairs better, and still fit 6 Sims in here, I am all ears. Please criticize, critique, and give opinions in the comments, because I am all ears. Otherwise, I love this build. I just don't like the upstairs layout. I also kind of think that maybe having the bathroom and the laundry room in the living room like that was a little weird. But in the end, I decided, well, in older homes, if they wanted to add a second bathroom downstairs, they would have had to put it in an odd spot, like making the living room a little bit smaller if it was a really big living room, and putting a bathroom in there, or, turning a closet, a coat closet, into a tiny little powder room type of deal. So for an old house, it's really not that strange, but also it feels strange, so I don't know. But yeah, it's fine. I like the downstairs. It's good. It's the upstairs that I can't stand. I do not like the way the upstairs turned out, and here I am reworking that. I consoled myself about the upstairs layout when it all finally is said and done with the fact that this is supposed to be based on an old house. And so you can find these strange layouts sometimes in old houses, especially where, like, the kids, quote unquote, kids' bedrooms are really teeny tiny. And then there's like this massive, like, primary grown up parent, adult master bedroom situation going on. Generally, they don't have en suites. And this one kind of does, but also it's like one of those bathrooms that can be accessed by any room, but also has a bathroom directly in the parents' bedroom as well. If that makes sense, you can see it on the screen. But yeah, I got so frustrated with the layout of the upstairs that I left and I did the outside, like the yard and the landscaping and all of that, before coming back to doing the upstairs again, because I hated it so badly. It just was so not what I was going for. But that's another reason to do these build challenges when you feel stuck, because it forces you to maybe do stuff you don't like as much, and then you know better how to deal with that next time when you're building some other kind of build or whatever. It really pushes you to work that creative building muscle, if that makes sense. So yeah, I had fun, even though I don't love everything about it. I had fun building this house. I probably had more fun building this house than I've had building any of my recent houses in the last couple of weeks. Certainly since I got my concussion. I've just been kind of going through the motions of building and not really enjoying it. I wouldn't say I hate it. I just haven't enjoyed it the way I did in the past. And this was kind of enjoyable. I was able to get this done in like less than 2 sittings, and less than, I think it took 2.5 hours altogether. And some of that was only because I had to stop and do some other things as well. So, obviously I was enjoying the process because I just kept going. I'm like, let's do this, let's try that. Like, it was really working my creative brain cells out, trying to problem solve how to get this to look good. I did end up trying to make it as cheap as humanly possible, being that it is a fairly big 2 story 6 sim house. Uh, would I say it's a cheap house? No, I would not necessarily call it a cheap house, but I tried, and I guess in the end, I consoled myself with, well, this wouldn't be your Sims starter home. Your Sims would have to work a little bit, and hopefully by the time they've got 4 kids, they have enough to afford this house. Kind of realistic in a way, right? Kind of realistic. So, yeah, that's kind of the thought process that happened with all of that. Anyways, I, the adult primary, whatever you want to call it, bedroom really struggled with it. The kids' bedrooms were fine. They were fairly easy. It was that that bigger bedroom that I actually ended up struggling with kind of the most. And I started to do it, and then I stopped and left, and I started working on the kids' bedrooms instead because I felt like it was easier. I don't know why, but I think kids' bedrooms are easier to make than adult bedrooms in The Sims. I just, I guess maybe I find adult bedrooms to be kind of boring sometimes, unless you're like not trying to stick to any kind of budget at all, and you do wild things like give them their own little sitting room in their bedroom and everything, then it can be kind of fun. But otherwise, for adult bedrooms in The Sims, it's just boring. It's a bed and some end tables and a dresser, I guess, is what I'm thinking. It's just kind of boring. Kind of like bathrooms for me are really boring to create. So yeah, that's kind of a peek into my mind with that. Yes, the kids' bedrooms are roughly 3 by 3 ish, I think. Well, I know that that small room at the front that started out as a bathroom, but then I changed it. That one's definitely 2 by 3. And I think this one is a 3 by 3. I'm not sure about the one with the bunk beds in it, though. That might be a 3 by 3 as well. It kind of looks like it is, doesn't it? Yeah, it kind of looks like it is. So, yeah, the kids' rooms are really, really small. And maybe I should have just left that. See, that's a 2 by 3. And that is tiny. I think maybe I should have left the two kids' rooms as one big room and just put just bunk beds and stuff in there. But at the time, I thought maybe if your sim had a teenager or whatever, you'd want that kid to have its own room potentially. I don't know. You could always break down the wall and make it one big bedroom too. That would work as well. Just in real life, it wouldn't be as nice having kids of such dramatically different ages like that, but I guess it's been done, right? So it's not that weird, right? But that's kind of what I was thinking for that. I also don't like that the windows are not centered behind the bed or anything. And it was kind of a toss up between, do I make it look good with the outside of the house, or do I solely make it look good for the bedroom and not worry about the outside of the house? And in the end, I thought, let's make it look good with the house. And so there you have it. Let's get into the walkthrough. So typically, I don't do the walkthrough part and the voiceovers in real time. I record them and then I voice over them after. I'm going to change this up a little bit and see which way people like it better. So here's the front porch. Got some flowers and a mat there, and we've got the nice fluffy colorful gardening here in the front that everybody loves. Then here around the side we've got a garden bed area, and because I was restricted to those few packs, all I could put out here for the kids was the monkey bar thing. I added this because I absolutely love this tree. It's my most favorite tree ever, and I thought it would be perfect for such a build like this. We've got this, I don't know, something just to fill up the backyard, I guess, is the telescope. And then because laundry day was one of our things and we do have a washer and dryer, I thought I'd put the clothesline out here as well in case the Sims wanted to hang their clothes instead of dry them in the dryer. Then we've got the little back deck patio porch area. Just some flowers, plants to spruce things up a little bit, a little sitting area for the parents to watch over the kids, and then of course these adorable little starry lights for at night. Then we go inside and we have the very basic kitchen here. Nothing too fancy, and definitely of the cheaper variety. And then you enter into the dining room here. It's actually kind of a cute dining room, honestly. I think this is probably my most favorite room in this house, is this little dining room right here. I think it turned out pretty well. Little entryway here with all the things you could need: shoes, coats, storage area, mirror. So I thought that turned out pretty well too. Then the living room, stuff for an infant there. I wanted to put toys over here, but I couldn't fit them in and still have enough room to walk around. So no, the kids don't have a lot of toys. Sorry about that. A little downstairs bathroom, very simple. Laundry area, again, very simple. Cleaning supplies and all that. And then we looked at the kitchen, so let's go upstairs. So the hallway is incredibly narrow. It's one tile wide all the way around. I don't know how well that's gonna work for your Sims. I'm super sorry. We have the kids, the little kids' bedroom here, bunk beds. We do have a wardrobe for them and their own private shelves to store their stuff on. That's about all we could fit in there. And then here's a teens room. Nothing too overly dramatic. All the basic necessities, because that's really about all you can fit in there. The upstairs bathroom, all the necessities are here. But again, I hate bathrooms. I find them boring. So let's move on. And then we have the parents' room here. Just a place for the parents to go and sleep, I guess. Don't spend a lot of time in there, probably. And then the infant, toddler, could be a newborn room if you take out the crib and put a bassinet there instead. Too small to really do much with. And this upstairs is why I don't love this build. But this downstairs is why I do love it. So I don't know. You let me know in the comments what you think, both of the build itself, how the layout happened to work out, especially upstairs, what you would have done differently, and how you like this walkthrough versus my other walkthroughs that I typically do. Yeah. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Oh, one last thing. So in my game, it came to 42,000. So roughly about 12,000 more than a 6 sim household would have just starting out in the game. But on the gallery, it actually says it's about 43,000. I'm not 100% sure of why there's such discrepancies all the time. So it'll be one of those two once you actually get it in your game. And here it is on the gallery in case you're looking for it. I did label it limited pack and no CC. I'm gonna start trying to hashtag all of my builds with stuff like that so people can find them easier. Looks like people are liking this one already, so maybe it's not as terrible as I think it is. Now with that, I will let you go and I will see you in the next one. Bye!